Hi guys, so today is the 14th of August 2020. Exactly 10 years ago today, I was in a lovely country called Afghanistan on my second tour of duty as part of a Royal Engineer Search Team, or ARREST as it's called. Bloody army and those acronyms, eh? Job was pretty straightforward. You would go out as part of a team and find improvised explosive devices or bombs. Fortunately for me, 10 years ago today, I found one, but just the wrong way of finding one, shall we say. I thought, as it's 10 years on, it's best to do, well, just to reflect and say a few thank yous. First off, I have to say a huge thank you to my wife. Sarah has been absolutely incredible throughout. She has stuck by me through thick and thin. We've had some huge highs and some big lows. Remember in hospital, I believe I told her to fuck off and do one in the early days. But she stuck by me. She didn't have to. She could have just said, it was too much for her, and she could have walked away. She's been absolutely incredible. Just want to say, Sarah, that I love you, and thanks for sticking by me. Even if I do fart and snore all the time, you've been incredible, and I look forward to seeing what the next 10 years bring. Next, I have to thank all my family. 10 years ago today, my mum and dad would have got that dreaded knock on the door. Can't imagine to this day the emotions would have gone through their heads when they received that knock on the door. Especially the few early days where it was very touch and go. I can't imagine the emotions that they went through their heads. But they've been incredible. Moving on. Sorry, I had a bit of a moment there. Sister Annie. Many of you will realise Annie set up a Facebook group all those bloody years ago to keep everyone posted on what was happening, because it comes back to Afghanistan, we're pretty shit. Higher up, won't name names, but the communication won't get back to the lads. So I think they're all appreciative of the daily comments, the highs and lows of hospital, of intensive care. Annie's been the true rock of the family. I've got to admit that. She's held the family together, definitely. Annie, thank you. Moving on, my extended family, my aunts and uncles, Pam, Jeff, my Aunt Taryn, my Aunt Jean. Unfortunately, my Uncle John died a few years back. This incident, I wouldn't say our family was broken, or we weren't together as close as we should have been, shall we say. But this incident brought everyone together, our whole family together. My uncle and aunt in Dubai, Barry and Sue, brought them back into the fold. Barry Lee, brought everyone together. Thank you to them as well. They travelled over a couple of times in Dubai to check in on me in hospital. It's great having them all at the wedding as well a few years back. So big thank you to my family. I wouldn't be here today without the love and support of all my family. I think it's only right that I mention the incredible staff of the NHS, the National Health Service, from the team on the MERT, the Medical Emergency Response Team, to the doctors and nurses in Camp Bastion, to the Aeromed on the flight home, and to the incredible men and women at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. Literally saved my life. Some incredible stories looking back at hospital those years ago. Some highs and I'd say some lows. Incredible nurse like Stephanie who donated blood to keep me alive. To the guy called Sam in intensive care who would come in each night, give me a big bro hug, and we'll be up to the early hours of the morning talking about wrestling because I couldn't fucking sleep. Then finally getting transferred on 412 military ward, and meeting the likes of Claire and Laura and Stephanie, and could literally be here all day naming incredible nurses and doctors. Thought to keep me going back then, and they've been fighting now, the whole Corona shit going on, absolute utmost respect for them, and behalf of me and every fucker else, thank you for everything you have done and are still doing. Having been medically discharged from the army after 5.5 months in hospital, then 3.5 years at Headley Court, I relied heavily, and still to this day rely heavily on charities to keep me going. There's so many great military charities out there that I have me and Sarah have relied on, and I thought it was only right I mention a few. From Troop Aid to the bomb disposal charity, the Felix Funds. You've got Health for Heroes, Royal British Legion. Two that I like to mention though are Blesma and the Not Forgotten Association. Blesma's been there all the way throughout. Blesma is the British Alumnus Ex-Servicemen and Women's Association, and it helps amputee veterans or veterans who have lost use of their limbs and sight. They've done everything for me. Gone skiing with them. I've done a charity bike ride in New York with the Wounded Warrior Project with them, which is incredible, absolutely incredible trip. They paid for my wheelchair along with the British Legion. They've got a mobility fund where they'll help you get a wheelchair. But it's the little things as well. They send a support worker around, once every 6 to 8 weeks, comes in for a brew and have a chat and see if there's anything I need or want to do, any of the activities. Obviously, many of you all know I did the London Marathon last year for Blesma as just basically a huge thank you to them for everything they've done. Wanted to raise a few quid basically. That's my phone going off. The London Marathon. It was always on the bucket list to do, but it's so fucking hard to get into London Marathon. Any of you ever applied for the ballot, it's fucking nails to get in. So thankfully Blesma got a space for a wheelchair, and I grabbed it at both hands basically. And once again, I just want to say thank you to everyone and anyone who donated. I think we raised over £3,000, so thank you, it means a lot. And I'll say the other charity I wanted to mention as well was the Not Forgotten Association. Me and Sarah have been lucky enough to be associated with them for the past couple of years, and we've done some incredible trips and some great experiences out with them. Early on, I've been to Wimbledon, Lawn Tennis Association Wimbledon, took my mum and dad, had strawberries and cream and a glass of Pimm's, absolutely brilliant. We've paraded with them at the Cenotaph 2 years in a row on Remembrance Sunday, which anyone tell you, parading at the Cenotaph is an emotional experience. I love it all beforehand, having a few sips of whiskey, all the old boys having a few sips of whiskey is brilliant. And then march past Cenotaph, it's very moving, very moving. Last year went to Israel with Not Forgotten Association for the Veterans Games, which was an incredible experience. Basically, I did CrossFit for 2 days against the fucking Israelis and the Royal Marines. Fucking hard work, but I think I did alright. But it was an incredible trip, somewhere we never thought we'd go in our lifetime. But we absolutely loved it in Israel. We had such an incredible time. And then this February just gone, just for the whole lockdown and everything, I luckily went away skiing with Not Forgotten again, and went to Colorado, and such an incredible 10 days out there. Absolutely brilliant. So to the Not Forgotten, it's their 100-year anniversary this year. So I want to say happy birthday to you and thank you very much. And to Blesma and every other charity, just a huge thank you for supporting me. Looking back at the 10 years, I think I've done some pretty crazy challenges that I probably never dreamed of doing. All started way back when I was a fat bastard. I did the Paris London bike ride for Health for Heroes. I was in no fit state to do the bike ride, and fuck knows to this day how I managed to do 400 miles on a bloody hand bike, but somehow I managed it. So much so I enjoyed it. I did Cardiff, London the following year. Wasn't too bad. It was only 170 miles this time, so all good. But from there, only spurred me on. Following that, started training quite a bit, and I got selected to represent Team UK at the Invictus Games. What an incredible experience the whole journey of the Invictus Games was, going to Toronto. But before that as well, many of you probably watched the documentary, the BBC, Ben and James are at literally 5 o'clock in the morning, recording us in bed, waking up, me going to the gym, etc., etc. To look back on now and still to have that, it's great memories. One thing that you probably didn't realise with the documentary, me and Bernie, the Team UK captain, we got to go to Manchester to go on BBC Breakfast with Naga and Charlie to promote the documentary. So we tip up there, and we get our makeup on, and Rob Beckett's there actually. He was going on just after us, so I was chatting to him. Get called through. The studio's tiny. I mean, literally, it's so small that you don't think it looking at TV. The studio's tiny. So it's Naga and Charlie there. Obviously, we shake their hands and say, "Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you." Bernie sits opposite me, and I'm here. And they go, "Right, guys, we're going live. Like 30 seconds. Bernie at that point goes, "Oh yeah, Naga, I know you're a golfer. Here's a golfing pin or token or whatever it fucking is. God knows what it is." She goes, "Oh, thank you very much. Right, 3, 2. Welcome to BBC Breakfast. We got team captain Bernie here and a competitor Jack Cummins. Bernie, thanks for my present. Jack, where's mine?" I freeze, not knowing what to say on fucking live television. And I say to the words of the effect of, "I've left my swimming shorts in the closet," to Naga. To this day, Sarah takes the fucking piss out of me for saying that. So, Bernie, if you're watching this, show me a fucking beer to this day because of that. You bastard, you fucking done that to me. But looking back in Invictus, I say, incredible journey. I was inspired by watching the previous two to compete. Being at Headley Court, you see all the guys who have got worse injuries than you, and you look at it and you think, well, if they can compete, then then why can't I? So it was an absolutely incredible experience. I keep on saying incredible. I need to stop that. Jo from BFBS, when I did post Invictus, she picked me up because I said amazing every 2 seconds. I'm now saying incredible, so I'll come back to amazing. But yeah, that's only led me on to more things. I've done the Royal Marines triathlon a couple of times. Go down Limpston where the Royal Marines do all their training. I'll call it the Commando Training Centre, or shall I say the Love Island holding pen, because bloody hell, you get so insecure going down Limpston. Some good looking fellas down there, believe me, holy shite. But once again, Mo from Victus invited us down, and it's a great day out. You do a swim, a bike, and then a static row. I won my category 2 years in a row, but there's only 2 competitors in my category. So Roch, if you're watching, maybe next year, mate. Maybe next year. From there, done an open water lake swim, and so for the Phoenix Fun, which was great to give back to them. Done some crazy events. So finally to my team. First off, I'd like to actually apologise to him. 10 years ago, I fucked up, and to tell the truth, I still really to this day can't remember too much about it, which I think is a blessing in disguise. But the guys on my team will probably remember that day for a long time to come. I can only apologise and say sorry about that. And then it's no one else's fault apart from my own. I don't beat myself up over it or kick myself over it because, why cry over spilled milk? My legs aren't growing back. I've accepted it and I've moved on. So obviously with saying sorry, I also like to say thank you. To tell the truth, I think can't say thank you enough really. Without them, I definitely wouldn't be here today. Their immediate first aid and whatever else they did on that fateful day 10 years ago. So to Wardy, to Billy, to Will, Aaron, Biscuits and Vicky, cheers guys and thank you. Guys, I've mumbled on enough now. I can spare about 20 minutes of this video. There's so many more people I could say thank you to, who have supported and shown love during my journey for these past 10 years. I'm sorry I haven't named you. There's so many people I could be like friends. Joe, Matt, Kane, Ivan, Gwenny, go to the neighbours, Medaway Massive. Like my welfare officers, Colonel Vowles, Major Frost, the amazing Catholic Cake Lady, Padre, Father Michael. There's so many people I could have said thank you to. I'm sorry I'm dragging on. So, I'm off for a beer. Cheers, guys.